New car seat headrest, everybody. Let's talk about it. Making a door less open. Kinda disappointing, am I right? I don't know. This is Erin Eats. I'm Erin. I eat food and review albums, and that's about it. No, I will not edit out the long pauses, and no, I will not stop talking with food in my mouth. Anyways, I avoided this album for a while because I heard a lot of people saying it's not good, which made me really sad because I've been a huge car seat headrest fan for a long time now. I saw him at ACL, I saw him at another show in Houston. I still was a stan even after I found out he was a furry. I'm sorry, I had to bring it up. And I don't know, I was upset that a lot of people who were fans like me were saying this wasn't a very good album, and they were pretty disappointed with it, so I was like, okay, maybe if I go into it with, like, really low expectations, I'll end up liking it. But even then, I was still kind of disappointed. Just to be honest. Which is upsetting, because, you know, Nervous Young Man, Teens of Denial, Twin Fantasy, Original, and Remastered. Which team are you on? I'm Team Remastered, because you know what? He wouldn't have remastered it if he didn't think it needed to be remastered, so. But I get people who like the original one. It's because, you know, that's the first one you heard, so you're, yeah, whatever. It doesn't really matter. So anyways, he's been making music for like 10 years now, and I don't know, I think there's still this idea that he's like young and new and like trying it out, but it's like, no, he's been around for 10 years and he's made a lot of good albums. So I don't know, a lot of people are like, oh, like untapped potential and this and that, and I'm like, he has had potential that he's already tapped. So what's going on here? And I'm hesitant to be super critical of it because, again, like, I'm a big fan. I like Will Toledo. I think he makes great music. Car Seat Headrest's still up there for me in terms of, like, favorite artists. But the, you know, all of that leading up to this doesn't mean it's gonna be a good album. You would hope it would be, but it's just not. It's not bad. It's not, yeah, it's not bad, but I just wouldn't, if it wasn't Car Seat Headrest, I don't think I would listen to it again. It's, you know, even listening to it the first time, it was hard for me to enjoy some of the songs, which is disappointing, just to be completely honest. The first song, Weightlifters, I really liked, and as soon as it started, I was like, okay, what is everyone's issue with this album? This is a really good song. I like what he's doing, you know, it's not lo-fi, but that doesn't mean, you know, that's his only thing. His one-trick pony is making lo-fi music, like, it's still good. Especially with, like, you know, the remastered Twin Fantasy, like, that was a lot less lo-fi than the first one, and I think it's better. But, again, personal opinion, doesn't matter. So it's not that, I just don't, I feel like this album was all over the place. And I don't know, I don't think he really knew what he was, not that he didn't know what he was doing, because he is a talented musician, but I don't think, like, artistically he could kind of decide on one thing to do, and it just kind of is a mess. Which, again, I feel bad saying. I always feel bad, like, giving albums bad reviews, because, like, you know, who am I? But who is anyone, you know? Who is anyone? But then, you know, you get right into Can't Cool Me Down. And that song, I was like, okay, it's not bad. You know, I was still, like, giving it the benefit of the doubt. But then it was just listening to it, and I was like, this kind of sounds like The Killers. And I don't mean that in a good way. And then I couldn't get that out of my head that, like, a lot of this sounded like The Killers. And I was like, Will, you're better than this. You're better than this. What are we doing? Deadline's Hostel didn't really do anything for me. And then you get into Hollywood. I think everyone agrees that song is just bad. Like, again, I feel bad saying that, but I'm like, I hated this song. Like, it was just bad. I don't want to listen to it ever again. And I don't know, it's just, again, it's all over the place in terms of, like, what he's doing musically, tone, everything. You get into songs like, what was it, Martin and What's With You Lately? Both of those were, like, kind of acoustic. They sounded like Mumford & Sons. And when I first listened to it, I couldn't think of Mumford & Sons. I don't know why I couldn't, like, remember their name. So I just googled indie lion song, and they were the first ones that came up with their little Lion Man song. I thought that was funny. But yeah. Anyways, irrelevant. Again, it's just all over the place, and then a lot of the songs that are, like, really different from what he's normally done, they just didn't pay off. And in my opinion, it felt like, I don't want to say sell out, because that's a bad term. But I don't know how else to describe it. It's like he's reached commercial success, and so I feel like there's some sort of influence, voice, whatever on him now, and it's affecting what kind of music he's making, and it's for the worse. And it's kind of like, again, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I can't just make that assumption, but that's like the vibe I get when I'm listening to it, and it just kind of makes me sad, because I'm like, what's going on here? Where someone who's been making music for 10 years that's consistently good, that has like a huge fan base, and then this album comes out and it's just like, it doesn't sound like them. Not that, you know, again, you want to evolve, you want to change your sound, but it's just like, who made this? Like, what is this, you know? And that made me sad. It made me really sad. Every time, like with Mac DeMarco and his latest album, every time there's an artist that I really liked, and then they release an album, and then I'm like, this wasn't very good, I like frantically go back and re-listen to all their old stuff, and I'm like, was it always bad and I was just wrong? But I'm like, no, this is still good. This is good. I like all of his older stuff. I don't know. I don't think I'm the only one. I think a lot of people I've talked to agree that this is just kind of like disappointing. It's kind of, it's not Will. It's not the Will Toledo that I know and love. But maybe it is, you know, because I don't know and love him. Well, I love him in the sense that, you know, you love an artist, but I don't know him, so maybe he's really proud of this. Maybe he's happy this is where he wants to go with it, and he'll find a different fan base, and that's fine. You know? Again, my opinion doesn't matter, and neither does yours, and I don't say that rudely. It's just, you know, people get heated about opinions, myself included, but I don't know. I don't know what I was saying. The last few songs, I think it was There Must Be More Than Blood. That one sounded like, Deadline's Thoughtful. I really like that one. That was a good one. That one, Weightlifters, and then There Must Be More Than Blood. Those three, like, sounded really good. They sounded like Will, but, like, you know, in a new light, you know, a new chapter in his life, in his career, whatever. He's trying something new and it's paying off. And it's like, I feel like if the rest of the album was like those three songs, it would be really good. But there's so much inconsistency in all the other songs, and there's so much just, like, happening, and you don't really know why. And so it's just kind of disappointing. But I do like those three songs a lot. I don't know, and the last song, Famous, I was just like, this is not good. Like, I'm sorry, this is just not good. And, like, the first and last songs you put on your album, that's, like, you know, that's a beginner and a closer, and they matter, they're important. So I'm upset that the last song was not very good. It just kind of, you know, as soon as I was starting to get, like, my hope up again, that, like, okay, maybe this isn't as bad, you know, there's some good songs, then, like, that was the end, that was the closer, and I was like, it's like, how much of this is me, like, apologizing for an artist that I really like, being like, it's Car Seat Headrest, so it's, you know, I will dig and dig to find good stuff. how much of it is me, you know, being too critical. It's like, it's hard to tell. Everything is subjective. So who knows anything at all? I sure don't. But anyways, 4 out of 10. Sorry. Disappointing. But I don't think it's the end. I don't think, you know, his career's over. I think this might just be a bump in the road in his discography. I'm hoping so. And we can just all kind of, you know, move on from it one day. But yeah. That's all I really gotta say. I hope everyone's still staying home. I am American, but more specifically, I am Texan. And where I am from, a lot of people are like, we've decided the pandemic isn't real and it's over, and yeehaw. And that's upsetting. So, stay home. The pandemic's real. Do your part. Thank you. Bye.